Hello, I'm Elias Torres, CTO and co-founder of Drift. The other day, I got a message on LinkedIn from a young Latino in tech, and it said something like this: I need to speak with you immediately because I'm about to resign from my company and I would like your advice. I said to him, please slow down, take a deep breath. Let's talk about it in the morning. I will be driving and I'll have more time for you. Next morning, 8 a.m., he calls me, and I think he had been up since like really early, maybe 6 in the morning. And it's just so much passion, so much energy. And he says, Elias, I love my job. I love what I do. I'm a top performer. Customers love me. But I just don't fit in culturally. I'm having a lot of issues. I'm getting a lot of feedback from my managers that I am too loud in meetings, too aggressive, too passionate, too aggressive, use my hands everywhere, speak like that, just a lot of energy. Let's solve our problem. Let's make changes. Let's get better. Let's win. And that is rubbing people the wrong way. So the feedback that he's getting is that he needs to cool it. He needs to be more collaborative. He needs to be more patient. As I'm hearing this, it immediately connects with me because that's the same advice that I usually get because of the way I am, because of my personality, because I'm Latino, maybe, right? And so he was seeking for help and he couldn't find anyone that looked like him at the company. So he reached out to me because he wanted to hear what would my advice be. And as I reflect upon this, I think about my own journey and why we had both come to that moment in time together. My journey started long ago, late 70s. I was 3 years old when the Sandinistas toppled the dictatorship in Nicaragua. That's the Mossad dictatorship. And what we found out was that my mother was so excited. She took me out to the streets. I was a young kid with the tanks and the AK-47s and the celebration in a crazy plaza filled with rebel leaders and rebel fighters. And she had a dream. She thought that the country was going to get better. But the reality was much different. What really happened was that the economy dropped, it fell drastically. There was no way for you to start a business. There was no money, high inflation, shortage of food. In fact, I had to go and stand in line to get food for my family. And maybe I only would get like a pound of rice, pound of sugar, pound of beans, and a liter of milk for the whole month. And so that shaped my upbringing and created a very unique experience. One where I'm very thankful for everything I have now, right? But my dream was to come to the United States, right? I was chasing that American dream because of things I couldn't achieve in my own country. Thankful for my grandmother. She crossed illegally the Rio Grande and went to San Francisco. And after being here for so many years, was able to bring my mother and my brothers to the United States in 1993. We came and we immediately got to work. I started cleaning offices at night with my mother, vacuuming the carpets, cleaning the bathrooms, picking up the trash. And in about 5 years, we were able to buy our first home, graduated from college, and got my first job at IBM. I was living the American dream. I was so happy. But now I had my next stage in my dream, which is I needed to achieve success professionally. I worked at IBM for about 10 years, but kept running into this same type of situations as this young colleague was running into. I had that feedback in college. I had that feedback at IBM. I had the feedback in startups. After 10 years at IBM, I decided to go into the entrepreneurial world because I felt maybe I would have a larger impact, higher likelihood of success, and also more freedom to be who I am. And it's been an amazing journey. I worked at 4 startups with my co-founder, David Cancel, who's Ecuadorian and Puerto Rican. We worked together 4 companies. We sold one Performable to HubSpot. We helped HubSpot go public. And after HubSpot going public, we decided to start a company called Drift. So now I'm the CTO, co-founder of Drift, a marketing SaaS company, backed by some of the best VCs in the world. We have raised over $100 million. We're backed by Sequoia, CRV, General Catalyst, and many other great investors. We have a great network, and I'm enjoying the ride. We have a path to an IPO in a few years, and I'm really excited for everything we have accomplished. We have a company of about 600 employees, and there's very, very, very few companies. In fact, it's like about less than 2% of VC-backed companies are founded by Latinos. And so it was at that moment when I'm having this conversation with him that I'm realizing what my next step in my own American dream journey is. And that is to help others achieve the same level of success or better that I have experienced myself. And what I realized is that as Latinos, we are fighting against the current, right? We definitely have to fight to build a network like those that were born here, that are white. We have to fight for the resources to be able to take risks, to attend college, to get an education, to start our own business. And we also have to fight for our own cultural identity to be accepted at the workplace. And so I want to encourage you, to help me with those three things, to help our people, our community, to reach levels of success that are just their generations and their families have never seen before. For example, one, financially, right? As we have grown and become executives at companies and been able to reach higher levels of salaries, right? We can help, sponsoring scholarships for Latinos. We can help them fundraise, angel invest, right? We can help them get promotions in the workplace, advancement, education, mentoring, right? There's so many things we can do. Volunteer with nonprofits and all kinds of organizations that are helping Latinos do better in school, do better in business, do better as entrepreneurs. The second thing is the network. I never realized how powerful the network was and how strong it is amongst white folks that have been very successful for generations in this country. We are just getting started. We don't have the network. We have the numbers. We have 60 million plus Latinos in this country, but we don't have the network in great places. And so we need to help build that network and connect with as many of us as possible and connect us with whoever you know. Something that I never realized, that my LinkedIn was all white, until a few years ago, when I realized that I had a responsibility to the Latino community. And as I started becoming more outspoken in what I felt was unfair and equitable, I was able to start attracting and connecting with people that I thought were invisible, really. I didn't think they existed. It was that naive of me. But we're so many of us that are looking to break through in tech and in other industries. And so now that I post more about this, articles, my thoughts, my opinions, videos, and I'm posting webinars and interviews that I am with people that I'm meeting along the way, successful Latinos in VC, in tech, in executive positions, etc. It's been attracting, and I'm being able to connect with Latinos from all over the world and from all over the United States, that my story resonates with them and they want to hear more and they want to reach out, like this young man did, asking me for advice on what to do in that moment in time. And so if you want to know, what I suggested to him was that we do have to modulate ourselves, and we have to figure out how to be respectful, but at the same time use our own strength to our own advantage, right? That drive, that energy, that passion is what sets us apart and what we need to bring into companies in order to bring about change and improvement and great success, right? So I said that to him, but it was much different when he came from me than when he did from people that were never been part of his own path or his own journey. And then lastly, I want to say that we need to be the sponsors, the supporters of Latinos or Blacks or minorities in our own companies and in other companies, right? To help them, really to coach them and to show them that we can still bring ourselves to work and that there's many opportunities that lie ahead for all of us, right? I'm really excited to be here to share with you a little bit of my journey, my story, and the stories of the people that I'm encountering along the way. And so please feel free to reach out. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm there often. I'm on Twitter. You can find me easily. And I'm so thankful for this country, for the opportunity that it has given me to become an entrepreneur. but I want all of you, and I want many more, to have great success and attain and reach their own version of success, their own American dream. Thank you very much.